Hello all YouTubers, I am the Weather Dude, helping you to understand your weather even better. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for tuning back into this presentation for July 28th, 2019. In today's video, I will be talking about the hurricanes that will be potentially heading for Hawaii, as well as Invest 95L that will be heading in the Atlantic Ocean towards Florida potentially as well. So, please consider subscribing as well as ringing the bell notifications to never miss one of my videos again. And please look in the description for other videos of mine with superior weather content they won't find anywhere else. And just make sure you click read more, because I find like people miss a lot of my videos that are down there. And sometimes if you don't click read more, if you do click read more, you'll see all my videos that are there. And please consider watching the whole video as a way of showing support for my YouTube channel. And yes, as shown by my shirt, Buenos Dias in Spanish, this means good day. Good day to all you guys out there watching. And we're going to start by looking at Hawaii. Two potential hurricanes, although I think Eric, that is Tropical Storm Eric now, will probably be a tropical storm when it heads for Hawaii, but another hurricane could potentially be on its heels. So let's get right into it here. This is a cyclonic vorticity signature, also shown at 500 millibar heights and 200 millibar winds. And what does that all mean? Well, let's get started with that. 200 millibar winds just basically means the winds, like, higher up in the atmosphere, like kind of like almost like airplane level. Like 200 millibars is like the height of an airplane, pretty much, like 40,000 feet around there. And as you can see right now, if we look, this is Eric, Tropical Storm Eric, right there. As you can see by the lavender and some of the white or pinker colors shown on there. And the next NHG update is in 3 minutes for Invest 95L. I waited till around this time to do this video for that reason, because the next update was coming. The 8 o'clock update was coming at 7:30 from the National Hurricane Center for both the Pacific and the Atlantic. So I can't wait to share that with you guys. Coming in 3 minutes. But up until then, we're going to be tracking on the tropical tidbits. As you can see, we do have our Tropical Storm Eric. And it will continue to push off to the west-northwest. According to the 200 millibar winds, I don't see too much wind shear. I do definitely see some winds radiating from the center, but I don't see too much in the way of wind shear. Now, we'll start to encounter some wind shear, however, as it heads towards Hawaii. Watch this. Right about there. This is forecast hour 108. And this is like overnight Thursday and early Friday morning, like around near midnight. And you can just see how the 200 millibar winds are cutting across the storm center. So starting to get some wind shear. Maybe some northerly shear here. So this is Eric, or maybe whatever's left of Eric. If this storm behind it gets named, it'll be Tropical Storm Flossie, Flossie. No, not the dance. I'm talking about like the potential tropical storm. But it's funny. I like to know where they get these names, because it's really funny. If you know where they get the names from, leave a comment below. I'd like to know, because they're very silly names to come up with at times. But they are nice and silly names though. But anyway, you can see Tropical Storm Eric passing to the south of the Big Island. Maybe some big waves and some potential rainfall. And matter of fact, let's go to the MSLP real quick in precipitation. And you can see it will enhance the rainfall near Hawaii, enhancing some greens. But I think the bigger threat for Hawaii is what's going to be behind Eric. And that could be potentially Hurricane Flossie. So look at this. Watch as it approaches. It almost looks like it's going to the north a little bit, but nonetheless, it could still make landfall on the Big Island near Hilo. Eric's going to be one to watch as well, but this one could be a bigger threat. Alright, now let's go over the CMC model real quick to show you. It's the same kind of thing. I'm not going to take as long on this map because I knew it took a little bit longer. But, so here's forecast hour 54. This is Tuesday afternoon. There's Eric, forming our tropical storm, maybe even Hurricane Eric. And then, there it goes. Eric starts to weaken, and there comes Flossie. And they're saying a little bit more northern latitudes, and if that happens, then potentially we might have a weaker storm. And yes, I got the Eagles hat. Go Eagles. Anyway, but if Flossie does go to more northern latitudes, that would mean a weaker storm due to more wind shears and also colder sea surface temperatures. But the one thing that the CMC model hints at that the GFS doesn't is that, so here's the remnants of Eric, right? That's Flossie. But the GFS doesn't show this, but the GEM model does. A third system behind that. I mean, we just can't get a break, can we? And I like to see that because it's interesting. Usually, sometimes the Atlantic's active the Pacific isn't. If the Pacific is active, then the Atlantic isn't. Sometimes that happens. I like to see if both ocean basins are active, both the Eastern Pacific and the Atlantic. So that would be pretty fascinating. Through this pattern, we're stuck right in the middle between El Nino and La Nina. We're right in that neutral phase. So as of now, and you can see that this forecast model is hinting at the CMC, and then that's as far out as it goes, I do believe. Yes, this is as far out as it goes. So there it is, very small storm. I didn't exactly look at what the G name was, but that's too far down the line. We don't really need to worry about that just yet. All right, let's head over to the European model. European model showing a pretty strong storm. This is Eric. Okay, say hi to Eric. Hi, Eric. And it's gonna pass to the south of the Big Island, just like the GFS and the GEM model are saying. And then here comes Flossie behind that, or potential Flossie. Flossie hasn't been named yet. It is Tropical Depression 7E? Yeah, Tropical Depression 7E. But Eric has been named already. That's already been named. But there's Flossie. Just like the GFS and the GEM model said, touching the Big Island on the northern side. So that wind is going to come in like a northeasterly direction. So let me show you on here. So the wind's going to come in like this, towards the eastern side of Hawaii itself. Alright, sea surface temperature anomalies all around this whole area, they're above average. That doesn't mean they're warm, however. It just means they're warmer than average. So Eric's probably going to track in a similar fashion like this, staying decently strong, maybe up to hurricane, and then back down to tropical storm. But Flossie's going to be one we have to watch. They're saying it's going to be stronger of a storm, but if it's taking a northern track towards the northern side of the island, as opposed to the south side of Hawaii, and it's going to mean you can see entering those greens, 25, 26 degrees Celsius, upper 70s, just cooler ocean temperatures, got that north flow. Hawaii is actually it's a very different setup in what you have in terms of sea surface temperatures. North and northeast side of the island, 26 degrees Celsius. South side of the island, 28 degrees Celsius. That's like 79 on the north side in Fahrenheit and 83. So it's a pretty big difference. Definitely the storms that track south of Hawaii are going to definitely be stronger, unless there's wind shear. So here's Tropical Storm Eric. 45 mile an hour maximum winds, with winds gusting close to 55 or 60 miles an hour. And as I showed on the satellite later, look at these banding features I'm starting to see. Very impressive. The circulation is still broad. Let me actually look up real quick, nautical mile to mile, so I can show you guys. The circulation, oops, that's 50, we want 150. Yes, circulation is still 172 miles in diameter. That's, like, really broad. In a hurricane, you're going to see the radius of circulation go down. It's going to kind of tighten up, or like 50, 60 nautical miles. Maximum wind now goes about 20 nautical miles from the center of the storm. That number you want to be higher. And that, it goes 23 miles from the center. So, not a very big storm, but nonetheless, still going to be something to watch. Intensity guidance, let me pop that up real quick. Showing definitely Category 1, Category 2, but not many models are hinting at a Category 3, which I think that's reasonable to say. Here's Eric, according to the latest National Hurricane Center advisory. Then we're going to get right to the Atlantic after this, of Invest 95L. So, could potentially be a hurricane by Monday evening, tracking south of the Big Island late this week, Thursday and Friday. Alright, so here it is on satellite. Banding features on Eric, very impressive. This is Eric. This is Tropical Depression 7E. Let's actually go to Tropical Depression 7E on the National Hurricane Center real quick. Don't think I ever did that. No, I did not. Alright, so here's Tropical Depression 7E, 35 mile an hour winds. Forecast to become a hurricane, but again, those more northerly latitudes are possible. So maybe a weaker storm as opposed to Eric. Potentially. Alright. Now we're going to switch over to Invest 95L. Did watch another YouTuber, Hurricane Winter Tracker. If you don't know who he is on another YouTuber like myself. I did see him show this graph, and I wanted to show it to you guys as well. So, this is Invest 95L, and I'm going to tell you guys which one to focus on. So, first of all, wind shears. Okay, not going to spend too much time on this, but wind shears could be a little bit stronger next couple of days, but then weaken 5 days out. Same thing with the heat content. Look at the heat content soar up into the 60s and 80s for oceanic heat content a few days out. And another one is sea surface temperatures will rise as the storm moves along. Near 30 degrees Celsius, that's near like the upper 80s. So Invest 95L is one storm to watch. And I'm not saying significant tropical development is likely, but it's certainly possible, that's for sure. So a very slow-moving storm at that as well. Look at this. It's only moving at about, near 10 miles an hour. That's not, I've certainly seen slower. Like, Barry was moving at like 3 to 5 miles an hour. But still, 10 miles an hour shouldn't be moving that slow. Should be moving at around, 13 to 16 miles an hour is pretty much average speed. Alright, this is the 2 o'clock p.m. update. Let's refresh it. Drum roll, please. This is why I waited to do this video. Okay. Let's see. Is it out yet? Okay, no. Why is it not out yet? Come on, you're making me mad. Okay, but we'll just look at the 2 o'clock p.m. update for now. I don't know why it's not coming out yet. But usually the 8 o'clock p.m. update comes out at 7:30, so that's kind of awkward. Let me try typing in the website one more time. If not, we'll just look at this update. Okay, but anyway, 20% chance of development. I'll definitely update you guys on the next video. And it's headed towards Florida over the next few days. I did forget to tell you guys, starting the 31st, I will be going on a vacation, so I'll be back on the 8th. I'll probably be available to do a video around the 9th or the 10th of August, so I will be away for a while. So that's why I'm trying to get some videos in now. But Florida, definitely going to have to watch. The Straits of Florida, once it crosses over land, definitely going to be something to watch here. 20% chance of development, as you saw in that graph. Conditions are starting to become conducive, and are forecast to become conducive. So let's look at the GFS model. Okay, this is kind of the same map I showed you, just not in Hawaii. Very broad area of energy and spin as of now. Becomes a little bit more concentrated about, actually that's 42, right? Let's just go 48 hours out. Might as well, right? You can't really start to see it. It starts to make a little bit of land interaction. You can't see much of it. But let's keep going. And now we're starting to see some energy start to lift. And 102 hours out, here it is Thursday afternoon. Starting to get its act together as it moves north of the Dominican Republic. And look at this. We could be having a storm in our hands. And actually, you know what? Let's go to the 18Z model run. So I was setting this up and it was showing the 12Z. So let's look at 18Z. And here's the energy. It's definitely going to influence some rainfall over Florida. It's going to enhance the lift and the energy. Potentially some storms. Here's the Euro model. Euro model is not showing too much with this. I mean, it's not as high definition, obviously. But there's a storm, maybe getting lashed out with a cold front, it looks like. And then going way out to sea. Potentially it's like a tropical storm or a hurricane. But look what else the Euro model hints at. Aha, more tropical development. Wow. But it's definitely gonna be something to watch. It's like the Weather Channel said, in August, it's like a switch gets flipped. August, September, October, we just ramp up the activity, especially August, September. But October can be active as well. For example, Hurricane Sandy. So there it is. More tropical development over the Dominican Republic. Euro model, 10 days out, still. Long time out, long time no see, but still going to be something to watch. Gem model is actually pretty interesting with this. This is about 5 days out. They're actually taking it a little bit farther west through the Caribbean Ocean, over Cuba, into the Gulf of Mexico. Okay, now look at this. And then it crosses over Florida, and then, so it goes, this is basically what they're saying. So it go like this. You go near Cuba, crossing over Cuba, go into the Western Gulf, and then zigzagging out like this. It's seeing some, or showing some significant development there. Off the coast of the Carolinas. As you can see right here. Boom. Then it probably gets slashed over the cold front. All the energy gets absorbed into the cold front, and then just drags out to sea and cooler sea surface temperatures. But we definitely have favorable conditions for development. I will tell you that. And we'll show you the ocean temperatures as well. Here it is on satellite loop. Just a blob of energy. A little swirl here. Not really low pressure, but definitely a little swirl there. This wave down here is south of 10N, too far south. Or probably just the... Let me see if I can get this right. The convectively coupled Kelvin waves, as they like to call it. Enhancing that tropical wave activity. But usually if a tropical wave forms south of 10 degrees north latitude, usually what happens is it just gets pulled westbound and just goes directly into South America, northern South America. That's usually what happens. That's probably going to be the case. But this tropical wave over here is a little bit farther north, so it's definitely going to be something to watch. All right, let me move my drawing tool over here. This is where the storm is currently located, right there. As of 18Z, so that's as of 2 o'clock this afternoon. Model guidance, TABS, TABM, and TABD all take this into the Northern Caribbean like the GEM model was saying over the next 5 to 7 days. So very interesting how these models have it. However, every single model so far on this intensity guidance, and let me see if I can get this to update. I guess not. Okay, but anyway, 18Z, every single model, at least out of these group of models, takes it into at least a tropical storm status. So that's pretty amazing how that works. It's a little dark in here. I'm gonna be back like in 2 seconds. I'm just gonna go turn the light on real quick. Alright, so I know it was starting to get dark outside, so I just wanted to make sure I had the light on. Anyway, so like all these models take it into tropical storm status, as I was saying, 45, 55 knots, if not even past that. Here's Invest 95L, according to the GEPS tracks ensembles, and maneuvering down, actually slow moving, maneuvering into the Caribbean, especially southeastern Caribbean, over the next couple of days, and then shoot north over Western Atlantic, at least according to the some models. Not all the models are in agreement, that's for sure. Tropical Intensity Index, where it is now, it is favorable for development. Land interaction, not going to be favorable for development. But then once it moves over the Straits of Florida, that's where you can see potential development. And it's just sitting there spinning. It's a plume of moisture, that's for sure. I will give it that. Nice plume of moisture. Let me actually go over to Analysis Tools. Just, I guess I never pulled this graph up. Ocean temperatures, 29, 30 degrees Celsius. But where it's sitting right now is around 28. And this was taken this morning, so a little bit cooler than they actually are. But nonetheless, definitely going to be 80s, even upper 80s along the storm's path. So very warm ocean temperatures, that's for sure. Alright, in terms of the dry air, we do have some, but it is definitely fading away. So here's a tropical wave right here. A little bit of dry air to like being like a battle shield in its way, but once it gets through the Dominican Republic and Cuba and the Straits of Florida, this is the zone right here. No dry air. And here's a tropical wave right here. It's something to watch. Coming off the coast of Africa, got a little swirl almost to it. Less dry air over the MDR. So if it tracks due west and maybe even north, the Euro model is hitting at development with this tropical wave actually. If it can stay far south enough from the dry air, yet curve up to the north, and perfect, if conditions become favorable, if everything lines up, yes, the islands could get hit by, again, the Windward Islands, the Leeward Islands, just Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico needs this rain. They're definitely in that drought. Oceanic heat content, as you can see by all the yellows and the reds, in the Caribbean, definitely a lot of oceanic heat, as I said earlier. Fuel out development. Again, here it is, another oceanic heat map. More oceanic heat than 2017 in the Caribbean Ocean. I know I say that all the time. But that's going to help hint at tropical development. Last map here is the wind shears. And you can see where it's hit right now. Not much wind shear, but again, a little bit of wind shear in its path and a little bit of dry air in its path. But like I said, once it goes through the Straits of Florida, once it comes out, it goes off the southeast coast. You're going to have to watch for some gradual development. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Please share this with your friends. And again, buenos dias. Have a good day. I am the Weather Dude, signing off. Until next time, thank you for watching.